Hello, hello. This is Pauline from Pauline Art Stuff. And as you can see, today, if I have some light that is, we got a Disney color by number as a color along today because I was asked to do a step-by-step tutorial basically, like a color along, just like I did last time. So I chose to do it in this book because I'm working on finishing this one. But I will definitely consider doing it in a more complicated book, like this one maybe. Because this one has pages that have a lot of colors, as you can see. So many colors. Like for this one a lot, for this one a lot. So that is something that I will do in the future. Not today, because this month is a pretty busy month for me. So I wasn't up for doing one in my difficult color by number book. So instead we're doing a simple one today. That was already on my plans, but I will most certainly try to do one in a more difficult book as well in the future. Maybe even a double, so that you can also see how I deal with them. But today we're going to keep it simple, because this is really user-friendly. Like, it also depends on what you like to do. So today we're going to work on page 51. And I did not pick out the colors yet, because that is something we're going to do together. Because that is also part of the question that I was asked. So you can see there are not a whole lot of colors, but we're going to look at the solution because this book is known for having darker images in the back. So then if you follow the color scheme on the bottom, it might turn out too dark and that is not nice. So we are going to look for the solution, which is this one. And yes, this one is too dark. It's just too dark. So we need lighter tones of some colors. So these are my Tule Art swatches that I own, like the sets that I own. So I've got the Essential set, the Wildflower, Earth Tone, Skin Tone, Blue Purple, and the Pastel brush. But I'm not a fan of the brush set at all. The brush is horrible. And they're not as juicy as like the normal paint pens either. So brush pens are not the one for like Tule Art that I would like to use. So no, I don't recommend those. So we're just gonna pick out our colors, like looking at this and also looking at a reference online to see what she's really supposed to look like. I know that her ribbon in her hair is usually more pink. And this is also weird because I might think that this is maybe her sleeve as well. But usually she's got like this turquoisey color like on her middle with like yellow lines. But you see nothing of that on this one. So that is not gonna happen, of course. But first what we're gonna do, if this happens, I'm gonna go to the page. And I'm gonna have a look at the symbols on the page itself. And I look here and I make notes basically next to it. Like which color is for which item on the page. So number 2 is right here inside of her mouth. And that's it, nowhere else. Number 3 and 4 are her skin. So I know that they're way too dark. You see? Way too dark for a skin color. Even though she's brown, it's still too dark. And then I did the same for like the dress. That's the candle is number 7, which is really dark as well. Should also be lightened up. Number 8 is for the lips. Only the lips. Number 9 and 0, which are dark purples, are for her ribbon in her hair. These are eye colors, these 2 green ones, and the C/D is for the background. So that is for all of this in the background, like this. Her hair is black, but it looks gray on this picture, but it's actually number 1, so it's completely black. If I'm correct, let me check. Yes, all number 1. So for, like, usually when I do pick out my colors, I hold my book like this, like flip it like this, just hold it, and then check out what is what. I write down what it is supposed to be, and then I look up a picture of Esmeralda in this case, and I'm like, okay, her skin tone should be lighter. And then I take my swatches and I'm gonna have a look, like compared to this and what I see on my screen, because I've got it open on my screen. Like these are a bit too dark, the ones that are here. Maybe this one, number 3 from Earth Tone, could be a good color, but then we need a shading color. And number 5 could be a good one, but it's a bit too like poopy. So I rather would go for like this one, number 14, for instance. It's a bit warmer. But yeah, then you could say you can take number 13 and 14 as skin colors. But then she's no longer really brown. but nobody's really brown, you know? Even if you're dark skin, you're never really brown. But those two could really work. Or maybe you want to go darker, but then like a darker one than number 14 is difficult. And then you end up with number 18, which is really dark. So that is not really an option. And if I then go to the skin tones, I've got this wonderful color. So that would be a nice one. And that one does work with number 14, as you can see. So number 14 and number that could be a combination as well, if you want to go darker, that is. But I think I like these two tones. But I'm doubting, because she is like, this is probably too light, but I think it looks prettier than doing that tone with that as a base. Like, this one is also really pretty. It's like a little bit darker than number 13. It's almost the same, you see? So they're pretty similar. But yeah, I think I would like number 13 and 14 for her skin. So this is how I usually like have a look. What do I have? What could I use? What are my options? Because you only have so many. And then I take a pencil, just a pencil, so I can erase it. And I just decided that I'm going to use these two tones as a skin color. So what I write down is the E for earth and the T for tone. So earth tone and then the number. So if I go down, number 3 and number 4 are skin tones, which are really dark. So I'm now going to let go of the book. And I'm going to write down for the dark tone, I'm going to write down earth tone 14. And for the lighter tone, earth tone 13. So I know which color I need. But if you're like, nah, that is too light for me, then you could also just take that one for like a darker shade of her skin. And even if you colored it in this tone and you don't like it after, you can always go over it once it dried up. So that is the only thing that you really have to do. Let it dry up before you do it. So then number 2 is the inside of her mouth, which should be a dark, like red tone. So this might work, earth tone 19. So I'll write that down. Because I can't go and figure it out by this one. I have to really look at the back picture. Let go. That's my tissue. And then everything is moving on my desk. So I can't really go by this picture either. I just have to think logically, like what would it be if it was more realistic. So a dark red would work really well, like a burgundy or even darker. So that is why I picked that one, because that is nice. Then we have a lip, which is like a bit of a reddish pink. So for that one, like this could be nice because that looks a bit like the movie. But if you wanted more purple, you could go for that one instead. If you wanted more red, you could even go for either one of these. But I think I would like to go for that one because that also is nice with a skin tone. So I'm going to go for Wildflower 22. So WF 22. So that's what I write down with number 8 because that's her lips. Wildflower 22. And then we're going to look at the ribbon. Her ribbon in the movie is like really pink, like that pink. But we need 2 colors, and I don't have 2 colors for that one. So then I'd rather go to maybe that one instead, you know, like, because that one is a bit too light, but it could be used. Like we're a bit limited with our pinks. But if I then go to like say Guangna, because this is my Guangna set, you might have some better pinks for this. Like these pinks could work because they're really vibrant, and otherwise I can go to those. So if I really want something that's more close to her official outfit, I could go for like that tone maybe. But again, you don't really have a light and a dark. Like you could pick those two, but that is too light, you know. She really has like a pink purplish tone. Like that is too muted already, but I think that would look better. Maybe I can even like, yeah, you see how similar these ones are, like with that one. Like this tone actually looks a lot like that tone from Tule Art. But like if you only have one or the two, that might be difficult to find a nice combination. But yeah, I don't think this is better. So we are going to stick to the Tule Art. But like when I do my double pages in the other book, I need both this and the Tule Art to have every color under the sun basically. So for the pink ribbon, I'm gonna take that one and that one, the really bright one. So for the lighter one, I do Essential because it's an E for Essential plus number 9. And then for the other tone, I do Wildflower, so WF19. So they are completely different than the purple that you see here, because it's not purple in the movie, it's pink. Then we need an eye color. She's got like these beautiful emerald green eyes like this. So I think that's an easy one. So I think we could pick that one and maybe that one. Or a darker one even. Like, let's see. How did they divide them? They did like the light tone on the bottom and then a dark next to it. So it's pretty simple. So yeah, I think I want the darker tone and the light one. So for the light tone, I'm going to do Essential 1. So that is B. Essential 1. I can't. And then for the other tone, I do Essential 18 for the dark tone. And then we need a color for the background. Let's see. Let's have another look at the solution. I already forgotten again, as usual. So yeah, the background is really a dark gray. Yeah. And then we also have a gray for that, and it's also on a dress. Okay, so the number 7 is the gray that you see on her dress, like on the sleeve and on the candle. That's like the lightest gray. But since I don't have that many gray, I've got like this one, and the 3 over here. That's everything that I've got. That is all I have to work with. And I think I need 3 of them. So that means I could just take those 3, you know. Take these 3 in a row, which is the easiest way to go. So that is I think what I'm gonna do. Let's see, is it that dark? Yeah, it is that dark. Okay, so let's just do that. So for the darkest tone, we're gonna pick out Earth Tone 30. So that is C for the background. So Earth Tone 30. And then the next one is Earth Tone 31 for the background as well. And then the lightest tone I do for the candle / the dress. So it's nowhere near the swatch that you see, but I just base it on what I know of the movie. And then we got 3 colors left. So we got the first one, which is just black. So whatever black you have, for me that's number 99. So I usually don't even write it down. Then number 5 is for the candles and her earrings, if I'm correct. Yes. So that could be any yellow that you have. But I think I'm going to go for this orangey yellow, because I don't use that color that often. So I'm going to go for Essential 5, because I don't use it that often. I would like to use it, so I use it up. And then number 6 is the outline of her hair. So literally, like, because her hair is black, the outline is a different tone, but they make it look like it's like a gray or dark blue. So instead of taking a gray, which we already have, I'm gonna go for the dark blue. So I'm gonna go for this one from Blue Purple 11, because it's a nice dark tone. But you could also say, no, I don't want that, and go for like a dark brown instead. Any dark color would do for like a line of a dark hair. Just depends on what mood you're going for, because I choose a cool tone because there's a lot of like a gray in the back. So I think that will look better, like contrasting enough. So for Blue Purple, I do a B, P, and then number 11. And then I see I got every color right there. So that is what I do before I even start. I always have a look, and I look at the solution. And that is why I usually do this. Like at the beginning of the month, I do like a few pages all in one go. So I do like 5 pages, and I just search for the colors, look at the solutions in the back. So in this case, the too dark one, like not every page is too dark, but this one is definitely too dark. So if you need to do that, you have to also look up a picture, and then you base it on both. So you can't go and pick it from this, because then it looks ugly. Then it will look like this, and you don't want that. That is ugly. So now that we've got our colors, we can start. So I'm gonna grab my paint pens out of my storage unit, which is right to the right of me. And I can just grab them, and then we can start. So I'm gonna put you on pause, grab them, and be right back. Alrighty, and I'm back. I took all my acrylic markers out of my storage unit. So I got them now to the side of me. I shook them so that the balls are rolling. That's what I like to start with these days. Like before I did that at the time I'm using them. Like you still have to shake them before use. But now I at least shook the ball loose with all of them, because that can be a pain in the ass. And then I use the back of the pen to smack it on the table. so that it gets loose, and that's way too loud and way too noisy to record. So I did that beforehand this time. And then the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start, literally. I grab my piece of paper because to activate them and then test them out so that you don't get a huge paint blob on your picture, because that would be ugly. I also grab myself a tissue towel. So it's just a tissue paper, you know, towel. And I have my wet paper as well, like toilet sensitive toilet stuff, the wet paper basically, to clean off my nibs in case it's necessary. And then on top of that, I've got some nibs. Where are they? They're here, which I didn't have last time. Like, I bought these nibs, which are like 1mm fine round nibs from Toolyard for replacement. They fit in the extra fine nibs, because I have some colors in my collection that are really runny, like really watery, or they're too thick and the pen gets blocked and it doesn't use. You can't use it no matter how much you clean it, no matter how many new tips you put in it. It works for a little while and it's gone again. Then I replace it by this one if that happens, so I can still use it. They're not nice to use, let me tell you that. They are scratchy and they ruin the paper if you go over it too much. But at least I can use the pen then, instead of struggling with those stupid nibs. So let's just start. Let me put my pencil back. So I'm going to pull up my sleeves a little bit before I put my hands in the paint. And I'm just going to start in the left top corner. And as I can see, it's number 7. So I'm going to zoom you in for this one. Let's see, zoom in. Let's see if I'm in frame. Yes, I am. And we're gonna start on this one. Like, now I don't have anything clipped, like these are done. So what I do when I want to paint is I take a cardboard piece of paper, so any one, like I've got multiple, so I just take one of my stack because I got a lot of them, but like this one is usually for my alcohol marks, as you can see, and I place it behind the page, and then I usually clip it down. Let me put it behind, and then I clip it down like on a few of these papers. So I got these clips, you see, clips, and I just put it on there, like on the side, like this, give or take. And I do that on the bottom as well, so it stays stuck. And that's all I do. So I got one on the top and one on the bottom. And now we can start without the paper like buckling up when you start painting, because it's gonna get wet and it starts to buckle because it's gonna curl up when it gets wet. So we're going to start with number 7, which is Earth Tone 32. So that is this color, Earth Tone 32, Earth. So I'm going to shake it a little bit. And then before I start using it, I'm going to clean it a little bit. So this should be hopefully enough shaking. So I'm going to uncap it. Like, it looks chunky and dirty because this is one of those overflowing pens apparently. So I'm gonna first just like wipe it off completely. Wipe off all the dried up paint. You can see all the gunk coming off. You could also do this with a wet towel, but I'm choosing my dry one. Then I take my paper and I'm just making lines. Like, it's working just fine. Like maybe a little bit dry in the end. Yeah, it's working. So I don't need to do anything else. So I can just start using it now. So I'm just gonna do the outline usually. And I take my time with this, and then I fill it in like this. And I usually continue to look for the same color close by, so I can see it over here. I'm going to pump it one time, but like the moment I pump it, you see the paint coming around the nib? That means this paint is a bit too thick for this nib, or the nib is like clogged up. So for this one, I do actually normally want to like change it out. I also have like replacement nibs for these, but I'm not going to do that right now. But yeah, this is one of those nibs that is not like, this paint is probably a bit too thick, or the nib needs cleaning. But yeah, basically I'm just going to continue down the page. Wherever I feel like there's a spot that I can use it, I'm just going to fill it up. And I just do the outline, fill it up. And yes, this will leave a texture on the paper after you're done because of the nib. But that also happens with the other nibs that I used. If you don't want it to be happening, then you already need like a brush. And even then you've got texture. So yeah, pick your fight, I would say. The Molotov paint markers that I tried before, which I was testing out, they were not a success either. Like the paint is similar to this, to the Toolie Art brand, quality wise. But the nibs are horrible on my Disney Color by Number. So they, like the moment you do like what I do now, scratching back and forth, you ruin the paper. With this one, you might feel a bit like scratchy nature, like doing it, but you don't destroy the paper. Unless you keep going on the wet area, then you might. But usually if you just fill it up like this slowly, it's usually not the worst. So yeah, but the Molotov nibs are horrible. And the brush nib I didn't like either because it got damaged real quick. Alright, is there more 7 in this corner? I am not seeing another 7. So I don't think so. So now I'm gonna clean it up. So I'm gonna wipe it one more time. And then I cap it and put it back on my desk. So we're gonna go to the next color, which is D, which I see is Earth Tone 31. So that is this one, 31, Earth Tone. I'm gonna shake it again, and we're doing the same thing again. I usually try to limit myself to the top left corner because I'm right-handed. But if you are left-handed, then you might want to start in the top right corner. Like always work from top to bottom, because if you put your hand in the paint and it's still wet, you're gonna hate yourself because you're gonna ruin it. So yeah, I clean it always first and then test it out. But this one works perfectly fine, as you can see. So I don't need to pump it. I can just straight away use it. So this is D. So it's right here. And if you've got trouble filling this in, like with just one line on the outside, you could make it a thicker line so that you got a little bit less problem with doing like this motion, so that you don't go over the line work. That is sometimes stuff that I do. If my control is not the best, that is my solution. So I see another one here for D. And it goes all the way like this. But yeah, basically I was testing out multiple paint markers to see which one I like that I can get open stock. But the Toolie Art is a bit difficult with the open stock way they are like offering them, basically, because for me they're more expensive than for Americans, of course, because I'm in Europe. So I usually pay about, what is it, 37, 38 for a set. But if you buy a refill with like which is basically just a new pen, but you get like a 4-pack or a 3-pack of one color, you pay like 12 or 13 euros for just those 4 pens, which is ridiculously expensive. Like compared to buying a full pack with like so many colors, then you might pay like maybe like €1.80 a pen, maybe €2 a pen. But for the refills, you pay like at least double almost, which is ridiculously expensive. So therefore, instead of buying refills, as I call it, I rather buy myself a brand new set, you know? So that is the way to go, because otherwise they're like really like gold, you know, like too expensive for my liking. So once the paint is not going as smoothly anymore, you pump it once. So you literally take your paper, press it once slowly, and then continue, because then the paint will come out again. You don't have to do that very often. Like it also depends on the paint inside the pen. This one is working pretty neatly. It works pretty well. The flow is nice, not too fast, not too slow. But there are paint pens in the Toolie Art sets that are really runny, like watery, no matter what you do. And they run fast. So you get like a giant blob, even if you didn't pump it at all. It just runs out of the pen without you doing anything, basically. So those ones are difficult to control in like small spaces. So for those, I place these nibs in it, basically. So we might see some of those today. I don't know if I picked any of those colors because I didn't check. But yeah, then they are not as runny if I use those nibs. But those nibs are not nice, let me tell you. They're not nice. Like, I don't like these plastic nibs, but I hate those even more, you know. So if I have a chance to use these ones over the 1mm one, I will. But if I can't, then yeah, I will do replace it with the 1mm nib. Because this can be scratchy as well. So yeah, it takes quite some time with a small nib to fill up everything on a page. Like, this book has quite big spaces, as you can see. Let's see, hold up. So it's like this, okay. Yeah, if I make a mistake, I just leave it because I will go over it with the next color. But it does happen that I mess up sometimes. But a page like this, which is pretty simple, easily takes up like somewhere between 2 to 4 hours, depending on which pens you're using. Like with this one, because it's so small, it takes you forever to fill up a space like this. Well, if you have a brush nib, you might be much quicker, you know, you might like cut the time in half of doing these things. But because I got such a small nib, it takes me forever. So it takes me easily like up to 4 hours to do a page. Let's see, number D is also over here on the handle of the candle holder. But this is usually my relaxation book. Whenever I'm not in the mood to think too much, then I pick one of these books and I just slowly chip away at them. So usually I don't sit like for hours and hours on end to just finish one in one go. Usually I start one in this book, for instance, or in another, and I just slowly chip away at it like half an hour at a time. So maybe in the morning for like half an hour, or in the afternoon for half an hour. Whenever I'm not feeling the best, I chip away at it. And then at some point it will be done. But if you don't like those big spaces, then I would recommend you to get an intermediate or a expert level book instead, because they've got much smaller spaces to color in. So maybe that is more your cup of tea, but I like both for different reasons. Like, this is nice and easy for my brain, while the other one that I just told you about, the Princess number 2, that one has a lot of detail on some of the pages, which can be tricky because there's so many colors and tiny spaces, and your paint pen might bleed a little bit too much, so you go over the lines. And when it's also a double, it takes so much more time as well because of all those tiny spaces. And it's basically as if you're doing 2 pages at once, you know, so of course it takes longer. And if you then also have a lot of colors, it can be really intimidating. So yeah, that is literally a project that you just have to slowly chip away at, like during the month. Just do it like half an hour and put it away. If you're like, oh, this is too much, you know, just put it away after half an hour. But even if you only do like one color on a section and call it done, at least you've done something, because that is how I like to work on these books. There's more D over here. So I'm just following along the page basically where the color is going. But yeah, for filming, that might be a bit difficult. So we will see what I will do next. If I'll have to flip my book or not. It does dry pretty quick with the Tule art. So probably the part that we did on top is probably already dry. Once we finish this area. But you can see that I really take my time for them and I don't rush it whatsoever. Now I gotta pump it once. And I can continue. But I love Disney. But this book I regret buying because of how simple it is and because of how many pictures there are that I do not like. Like, it's not as happy as other books. Like, some books are way more colorful and I prefer those over the ones that are like weirdly printed. Like, there's a lot of pictures in the back that I have to adjust, like this one. That is also why I picked this one for today, because it's a like something that people don't realize. Like, they think, oh, I can just follow this legend and it should be fine. Well, in fact it isn't, because the printing in the back already shows you that it's way too dark, so you don't want that, like, you know. So yeah, so if that happens, you have to adjust it yourself, and that might be a bit difficult for some people. And that is exactly why I showed you how I do that, how I handle that. What is my plan? How I figure out what to use instead. And my first step is always to look at the back. And if that one is not good, I'll just look up a Disney screenshot or a screen cap, you know, that kind of stuff of the character in question. And then I go from there. And yes, it requires some imagination. I think that is everything for that part. There's some D over here, but I have to be careful that I don't put my hand in it. So now I would turn my book normally. So I got a little bit more space to move around, but I'm not doing that right now. Let's see, is that also D? Oh, this whole entire section is D. Let's see, that one is also D. So it goes all the way up till here. That's number 7. Okay, so this part, and down all the way up here. And then all the way up here. So all this is like the dark gray. So now I can fill it up. But with this one, it's really easy to do this. But those princesses book, tome 1 was like just similar to this. It was pretty easy. And some were a little bit more complicated, but not by much. They were pretty easy to do. And I have not finished like maybe like 12 or 13 pages in that one. So I've got loads more to do. But Princesses Tome 2 or like Le Grand Classique Tome 13. No, 11, not 13. 13 is the one coming out this year in March, I think. Those are like also pretty intricate. But yeah, that can be pretty tough at times. Especially if the space is so small that even your paint pen doesn't reach in it. There's also some D over here. But yeah, it's basically just, you just keep going, slowly chipping away at it. Sometimes you gotta pump your pen. And that's it, basically. It's not difficult at all, but like when it's complicated, then you might get overwhelmed. So then you might need a break, you know? Don't do it all, like, then you might not want to do this. You might not want to go all the way down the page. You might just want to stick in the corner and just fill it in bit by bit. Like, just take the one that is right next to it and just keep going like that. Even if that means you gotta switch color like 10 times in a row. If that works for you, if it's more complicated, then do that, you know. Like with these easier ones, you can easily get away with just going for one color and using it for quite some time before you gotta switch. But with the more difficult books, definitely not. You're better off just switching through them and doing every little section that you come into contact with so that you don't get confused and mess up. That's at least what I noticed. And that is also why I want to show you how I do those as well. Let me see, let me cap this one because it's clean. I don't have to clean it. Yeah, I don't see any D right now. So we're going to go back to the top of the page and now we're going to pick C, which is right next to it. And that is Earth Tone 30. So Earth Tone 30. So I'm going to shake it. This one, like, the emptier it gets, the more loud the ball gets. So you know it's running out soon. So this is a color I probably use a lot. But if it is empty, I got a different color that looks a lot like it. So I could switch it up. Like this one is a runny one because it has one of those nibs. Because this one is so watery, I already replaced it. So that is what I meant by sometimes I got a different nib. But with this one, I have to be really careful. So I have to not rub over it too many times. So I'm trying to do the line. And I'm trying to keep going and don't go over the same object or same line too many times. Because it might ruin it because of the nib. You can also hear, like, do you hear that? So if you're rubbing the page with sandpaper. So yeah, this nib is not the best, but at least now it makes the pen like more workable for me. Because if it's like literally the paint is running out of the pen and it's getting all over the place, it's not useful, because now I got control over the paint that comes out instead of it just flowing everywhere. So therefore I replaced the nib, so now I can use this pen and the paint in it, which is good in my opinion. It makes me happy, because otherwise I had to toss it out, because if it's not useful, you know, then that is what it means, and that would be a shame, because you still pay for them, you know. I wish Touliard would go through their collection and take out all the paint that is too thick or too thin and work on them, because some of them are not stable at all. But now I've got to do that myself and make it work, you know, like that is like the only irritation that I've got with them, that they don't pay attention to that. Like they've got tons of colors, which is nice, but they don't make sure that all of their colors are stable, which I think is ridiculous, because you buying a product and you think like, oh, they're all the same quality, but they're actually not. Like there's definitely problem colors in their sets, and they just ignore it. Like they know the issue exists, and then they give you tips and tricks on how to work with it anyway, and they don't work. They don't. I tried all of them. Let's see, all of this is C except for these little bits, so let me outline those and then we can fill up the rest of it. Let's see, so this one is number 5, and this is all C, you see, all the way up to this line. So I'm gonna make this line as well. But yeah, I don't have a better alternative. Like I could go for a cheap option and then have to buy a new set, and then when they're no longer available I have to switch again, and that's why I don't rather don't do that. Like I bought the Guangna to test it out, but like at some point they're not going to sell it anymore, because they got the next new hot thing, you know, and you can't get them anymore. And I'm also not a huge fan of them, because they, like, if you don't use a color enough, they dry up really easily. You don't hear anybody talk about this. Like I've heard Jess say it, I've heard Vera from Suvera Art say it, but not many people talk about it. But it's definitely a thing with the Guangna. So they're not like the best budget ones, because they're not as budget anymore. Like once I found them, they were already like a lot more expensive, and that's what those Chinese companies like to do. Like at first they might be cheap, but then you have to test them, you know, see if they're actually good or waste your money on them. And once you actually know they're any good, then they're already expensive. It's annoying. Plus, there's not many browns in the Guangna, in my opinion. I've also seen people use Langro gel pens, like the acrylic gel or whatever they call it. I have no idea. I did not test those either. Like I had the Guangna, but I was not willing to invest in gel pens, because I hate gel pens. They smudge and they take forever to dry, and bleh, just no thank you. Plus again, the thing that you can't get them by just that one color. I have to buy a whole set again. And I just don't like that, you know, especially with the fact that they are disappearing after a while. And I would like to just keep using the same colors over and over again if I can. So therefore I'm looking at more expensive brands who actually have that option or have better quality. Because I don't like it if my paint is like not covering it up, basically. That is like really like thin, and I have to at least do 2 layers for each element on the page. Like I already take forever to cover it once. I don't want to do that again afterwards, because the paint is not covering up. So I'd rather pay a little bit more for my supplies, because no matter what I buy, it's not cheap. Like even the Guangna wasn't that cheap for me in the end. So like, yeah, it's a lot cheaper than Touliard. Of course it is, but I prefer the paint of Touliard much more. But for just coloring, I don't mind the Guangna. So I use them in my Maria Trolla books, for instance. Or on my Disney Color by Number if I'm running out of colors for my Touliard. So I might build up my collection of the Touliard in the future, so that I've got like more of the colors that I'm missing. Such as browns, grays, greens. Those are usually the colors that I don't have enough from. So yeah, that is that whole section on. Like now we've got her head all the way over here. I see there's some sea over here, so let's continue there. But yeah, it's difficult to give a clear answer of what you would like to do. Let me see, can I put it up a little bit? Yes, I can. Okay, good. So yeah, it's difficult. Like everybody has their own preference of what they want to use. Like I like my acrylic paint pens. I like the look of it. I like the feel of it, but it's a bit complicated with like what you want to buy. I was just thinking like what do I need to cover and what is not. Like this one is all C as well. There's no empty space. So let me outline that as well. Let's first cover up the left part. So otherwise I will go into the paint with my hand on this part. There we go. But there's no wrong or right answer for acrylic paint. Like if you like Artex or whatever brand you got and you're happy with those, just keep using them, you know. You just have to match it to the best of your ability with what is on the paper. Don't let anybody tell you that you have to use a certain brand, because you definitely don't. You can see that all around. Everybody's using their own supplies and it works wonderfully. Like yes, you might have to cover it up twice or 3 times even with some brands. But that is a choice you have to make for yourself. Are you willing to do that? Or do you only want to do it once like I do? Or maybe tops twice and be done with it. Like if the answer is yes to that, then yeah, you might have to spend a little bit more on your paint pens. Because not every brand is as opaque. Let's see, it all the way goes down here as well. So let me first do the left side of the page again. So there's a number 5 again. And then I can fill all of this up to here. Is that also number 5? That's also number 5. Okay, I messed up already. Let's see, maybe that's also something else. Am I still in frame? Let me move it up. That one is number 7, so that's also a different color, so it goes this way. Then there we have got number 6 next to it, so yep, like this. And then this part is like up till here. I can fill it up. So all of this I can now fill up. Like if you've got sets that you also have like brush pens off, you might want to fill in these big parts with like a brush pen instead. Because that goes a lot faster than with these tiny nibs. I wish they would make like those dual-ended markers also for Tooley. Like I know they've got one set because I bought it that has both nibs, like both the fine tip and a medium nib, and I like them, but you don't get all the colors that are usually in that set. So I bought like the essential set with the fine nibs. That one has about 27, 28 different colors, because you get a few white ones and a few black ones spare. So you only get so many different colors. But I've noticed that the dual-ended one only has 18 out of those 28. So you're missing like 10 of them. So then I'm like, yeah, but that makes it more complicated. Like just make it a bigger pack, you know, instead of cutting out colors. I find it a shame. Okay, let's move down. And let's follow this one. This is number 1. That is C. So okay, it goes all the way like this and all the way like this. Then there's a 5 here and a 5 there. And then everything like here is C. So I can fill all of this up all the way up to that point. So now I don't have to think anymore. I can just fill it up. But yeah, it's always a struggle finding a supply that you love without breaking the bank, basically. But for me, I never was able to buy the expensive brands. So I had to be cheap. And now that I'm able to buy it, like, yes, I gotta save up for it all the time, because otherwise I would not have the money. But because I don't spend it on anything else, usually, I can actually buy my supplies that are a bit more expensive now which makes me really happy, because I'd rather have something that I really enjoy than something I'm struggling with every time, because then your experience is not nice. I'd rather have a nice experience, basically. That's what I'm paying for if I get like supplies that are more expensive. Let me see, is it all the way in frame? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, good. Then we can do the bottom corner, because this whole corner is going to be gray. There's no fives, no nothing else. So we can just fill it up as well. There we go. I usually start with the background if I can. Like sometimes I don't know what it's going to be. Like today I know exactly what I'm coloring. But when I do like when I pick out my colors before, I usually do that the month prior, so that I don't have to do that in the month of that I want to color them, so that I don't know what the picture is going to be anymore. But usually I know it by like the second or third color. I already know what it's going to be anyway, because I got a pretty good memory. And my brain just figures it out way too quickly, because I've seen it before. That is basically why. Yeah. There's some sea over here. Let me check if I'm in view. Let's move it a little bit. Okay, let's go. I love Disney movies. I've always been a huge Disney fan. I got a lot of the older movies, like the princess movies, basically, from back in the day, like Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin. You know, like the old days, the ones that they made first, Pocahontas, Lion King, the real classics, as I call them. I got loads of those movies, all the way up till, I think the last ones that I own are Rapunzel and Moana, and Tiana as well. And after that, I don't own the newer movies. Let's see, there's C over here. And I've got them on like Blu-ray or DVD even. And I used to watch them every weekend. I would watch just a Disney movie, and I would place it in my Blu-ray/DVD player. And yeah, I would do that every weekend. And then I had Disney Plus for a while, so I could watch also the newer movies. Like when they have a sale, like for a deal for like so many months, like 3 months for only like a little bit, like three euros or something, instead of like 6 or whatever, how much it is now. Like they keep upping it, basically. It was cheaper before and now it's more expensive. There's some sea over here as well. So that's when I usually put it on, so I can like binge watch whatever I want to see on there and then cancel it again after a few months. And that's what I do for all my streaming platforms, basically. Whenever I've got stuff that I would like to watch, I write them down on a list. And once I've got enough, then I keep my eyes out for a deal, a sale basically, for like the membership. And then if there is one, I will just pick one and just like activate it and watch that for that month. And then if there's a deal for another platform the next month, I might switch it up, you know, like cancel one, put on the other one. That's how I like to do it, so I can still watch everything I like, but just like I just have to wait for it sometimes, you know? Like right now I haven't had Disney Plus for over half a year, I think. All of this is all C, this whole entire section. But that is how I like to deal with my memberships, so that I don't pay too many at the same time, because like that will cost you an arm and a leg to have them all running at the same time. So no thank you. But yeah, that is why I also bought all those movies in the past, so I just owned them and I could just watch them whenever I felt like it, instead of having to wait for Disney Channel or whatever, you know, Disney Plus. So I could just look at them whenever I felt like. Let's see, is there any sea over here? Not really. Let's move up. Like, I think this is everything that I found here. There's some in the top right corner over here. So let's fill that up. It's just a small corner. So yeah, I usually move over the page like this, you know, do color by color if I can. But if I don't find it, and I am like, yeah, I think this is it, then I just cap it and move on. And sometimes I find another space, like pretty big spaces even, that have that color, but I just didn't see it at the time. So that is it that I can tell. So I'm gonna cap this one. So this one, You don't really have to clean off. Unless there's like a lot of junk on it, then you might. But normally I just cap it straight away with this nib. It's a bit of a different nib. Alright, so now we've done quite a bit of the background. So let's have a look. I see number 7 over here. So I missed that part probably. Yeah, I think so. Or maybe I haven't done number 7 yet. I don't think so. Number 7 is Earth Tone 32, which is Earth Tone 32. So let me shake it. And let's do it again. So yeah, this might be for you, this might not be for you. Like, Disney Color by Number is not for everyone, as I always say it. Because not everybody likes it. Some people just don't like Disney at all. That's also an option. Like this one. Oh, it's working now. Okay, good. Yeah, it just seemed like it wasn't, but it is. Okay, good. There's this small section over here with number 7. Let me fill that up. Is there any more? There is some over here on the flame or whatever it is. Like this part. Let's see. That is strange. That is like going down. Is that correct? There's also sometimes mistakes in the book that there's no number on the parts while it actually should be that, like that thing. And it's the same with this one, you see, because there is a rounding and there's no number in that rounding over there. So yeah, there's another mistake, and that's also a part that I don't like about this book. It's filled with mistakes like these. So you still have to think about it, you know, like, which makes me a bit angry because I'm doing this so that I don't have to think. So yeah, from now on, I will make a better choice when I buy a book. I will at least look at a flip through so that I know if the pictures in the back are good or not, or like, are they really happy colors? Are they more boring colors? What are they, you know? Because it does matter to me, it turns out. Like, some people can color anything and be happy, but I've got my preference even with these books. So yeah. There we go. Yeah, I like this color. It's a nice gray tone. There's more over here as well, like all of this, yes. Also this part, and also over there. Let's what is handy? I think this is handier to do this part first. But am I in view with this? Let me pull it up a little bit. So yeah, now I know for sure that if I do this, this or that, I'm in view. Usually I fill up the part that like is safe to do so that I can still put my hand here without making a huge mess. Yeah, it wasn't like working that well, so let me clean it a little bit more. Sometimes the nibs is just stuck, like clogged up with dried up paint, and then you might want to just pull out the nib, put it in warm water and place a new one in it, and then when you come back later to the nib, you flush it with some warm water, and usually then you can use it again, but not all the time. Sometimes that's still not enough to make it work, but usually it is, but not all the time. Let's see, all the way up till here. It goes even further. Okay, we're not going to go that far. We're going to probably go up till here roughly, give or take. Because I want to fill that up as well. Otherwise I'm going to be with my hand in the paint. Let's pump it one time. Now it's a bit juicy, as you can see. Like, that happens when you over pump it. It's sometimes like a lot of paint comes out in one go. But that does help if you want to fill up a bigger space. But yeah, you gotta be careful not to over pump it too much, because otherwise it might not get the result you want. It might also separate the paint a little bit on some colors as well. But as you can see, this works pretty good. It's not too bad at all. I watched the ending of the Mayfair Witches, and I just don't like it. Yeah, that's my opinion. I don't like the TV show. I think it's too you can predict what's gonna happen. It's too far-fetched. The acting is not believable. Like the first season was a lot better, but the second season it was just like one after the other, like stupid thing. It was too predictable what was gonna happen. And she also changed her personality completely, like the main character. She acted way different than she did in season one, which I don't like at all. It made her more unlikable than in season one, which I do not like. If it's like the main character of your show, you want to like the main character. And at some point I was like, yeah, you're just being dumb. Like, and that is never a good thing if you're thinking that, and it's not like it's as enjoyable anymore because of it. I think they took a bit of a weird direction, but I believe it's based on books of some author, so maybe this is how it's supposed to go. I don't know. Who knows? I have not read them, so I have no idea. But maybe this is how the books go, and that's why they did it. But I just found it a bit like it didn't felt great, It was just like a B show, basically, not a A show, but a B show. Like the budget was gone, so now we have to deal with it. That's how it felt, like they were running out of ideas. It also doesn't have a good ending. Like, in my opinion, it's not done yet. Like, it only just begun. So it's like an open ending, which I never like. Like, I know with a TV show they do that more often, but it still felt like this was like just one big giant introduction to the universe, basically. As if they were setting it up for future seasons. But if you do it like this, then yeah, you might not get the other seasons because people are not invested in it anymore. Let's see, I think it went like this. But yeah, sometimes you watch something and you don't like it that much. That happens. And this was one of them. There we go. There's more of the number 7 here. Let's see if there's something here. Don't see it. I see some there. Some there. Okay, let me move the book so we can see the rest of the page. And my cat woke up, so let's hope she is not coming to ruin my page. You never know when she jumps up. Today it is the 16th of January, so we're still halfway down the month. And I'm already recording this so that I have all the time in the world to edit. Like, I thought if I would just, like, if I feel like it, I will just record pages that I color. And even if I don't end up editing them in the same month, I might do that for the next one then. But then at least they are recorded. If I'm up for that, then I prefer to just get some recorded at that time, instead of doing the editing first for everything and then want to record but not feel up for it. Because even if I don't feel too great, I can still edit. But videoing, like recording myself, I need to feel good enough to do that, because that's way more involved for my head and my hands and my body. So I changed up how I deal with that as well. Just like I changed my schedule a little bit, so I have more time to do filming as well. So yeah, I hope that will help me out, like with making more requests happen. Like, if this is not what you meant by doing a step-by-step tutorial kind of thing, let me know. Because I did ask a question when I saw that comment, like, what do you mean? Do you want to color along with where I pick the colors out? What do you want? Because there could be different answers for it. Like, let's see, only this part. But I hope this is what you meant. So I hope this makes you happy. But if you meant in a different book that I own, let me know as well. So I do my Disney book like almost every month, but I color mainly in this one at the moment. I don't really color in my other ones right now because I'm focusing on this one. And this month I drove myself nuts with all the plans that I made. So that's also my own mistake. Let's see, it goes down this way. up and all the way around. Yes, okay, so this can all be filled in, but there's more over here. So I hope by changing my methods of like when I film and when I do which activity, it will make it a bit more, that I can put more out there that people are asking for. That is my goal. Well, I don't know. Time will tell, basically. I can only do so much, you know, like 1 month I can maybe do like 4 of them, other month I can only do 2 of them. It really depends on my health as well. So I hope that's not gonna be the thing, but you never know. This is so weird. Like, why doesn't it like fill up? I don't know. I'm gonna have a look after I fill this up. This is correct, because it's weird. Maybe this I didn't supposed to color. Let me color it like this just in case, so I have a reminder if that's the case. Because there was again a little corner that didn't have a number. Alright, and then there's one more section down here that I can fill up. Excuse me. At least my stuffy nose is now better today. Like right now I have more of a sore throat and a cough again. Like I was rid of it finally for like a couple of weeks and it's back again. You must love this weather. I didn't even go out. Like why, you know? I still got sick anyway because of the people that come and shower me. Like they have it with them and then like kabang, I got it again. Let me check that little spot on her dress. Let's see if that's correct or if it needs to be filled up more. Let's see. Yeah, see? It's supposed to be like that. So this part should be white. Okay, so let me fix that with a white pink pen. So I'm taking the white, which is 0 from the essential set. It's gunky as well, so I should clean it up. Okay, let's go over this while I know what I made a mess of. Yeah, the flow is not the greatest. Let me pump it a little bit more. Like this paint is pretty thick, so sometimes it doesn't want to come out the nib that well. I'm trying to lay it on really thick and just let it dry. There we go. Yeah, it's not the... Yeah, that is how I fix my problem. Let's see, what one did we do? I lost it. 7? Number 7. I think that it might be it. Okay, let's have another look for the next color. Let's see. Like, that is wet. This is all black. That is number 5. Let's do number 5. Which is essential 5, which is like essential number 5. 1 second. I thought I heard somebody come in, but no. It was just my neighbor speaking. Let's continue. Sometimes that happens. Then I hear my door and I'm like, who the hell is coming in? Usually it's my mother or my sister. But this was just my neighbors talking outside. Like there's number 5 on these little spots. So let's do those. Oh, it's too wet. You see exactly what I mean? It's like exploding. Oh my god. Please don't. I might have to change the nib on this one. Yeah, see? It's still too wet. Like it doesn't matter what I do. Let me change the nib. So this is one of those containers that I will place one of these in. That's why I got them handy, because every time I run into one of them, I change it out. So I don't have the same issue next time. Oh, I'm at the wrong side of the plastic. So let me put this in. So what I do now is I hold it up. I take my paper, pull out this nib. So on like above the trash bin. I'm just going to pull it out. drop it. There we go. And then I'm gonna push this in, just like that. Push it one time like this so the air can like get out. And then I have to prime it a little bit. So I'm gonna take my paper again. I'm gonna slowly hold it down, slowly up. And then like it's already filled. That's how wet this paint is. That's how horrible this one is. Okay, let's see if it works. Yeah, see now? You see how much less flow it has because of the nib? And that is why I changed it out. But you do have less control with a bigger nib because it's a 1mm nib. But hey, it does work now because before I couldn't use it because it was flowing out basically. And that is what I mean with the some colors are just way too juicy. There's some more over here. So that is how I fix my flowy colors, basically the watery ones. And now I can use them with some control even, which is good. And I also do the same if it's too thick and it gets clogged up all the time. I do the same. I also replace the nib for those. So sometimes I pick up a pen that already has this nib, then I already know that it has a problem with it. Whether it's too juicy or too thick. Which is good to know. Yeah, this was my mistake, so we're gonna cover that up. There we go. Just try to use as little as possible pressure if you use this nib, because otherwise you might scratch the paint off again. There's some more over here. Yeah. And I know that there's also some for earrings. There's hair on my thing. There should be one here, but there's like the ribbon. So probably only this one, because here's number 5. Because I can't find anything else. Am I in view? Can't see. Yes, I am. Okay, good. But this is how I solve it if it's too wet. I just replace the nib. And once this pen dries or runs out and I get a new set and I have the same issue again, then I could actually reuse this nib. Like I have to clean it out after the pen runs up, or runs out I mean. I clean them in warm water and then just let them dry afterwards, and I can just place them back in the same color if I want to. So I will keep the marker as long as I don't have a new one. I think that's it for this color. So let me cap it. There we go. Beautiful. All right. Let's have another look. Oh, I missed the number 7 over there. So let's fix that up. Yeah, that was what I was doing. Earth tone 32. Let me shake it again. I probably don't have to pump it because it's probably still working. Yes. The flow is still going. Okay, good. Okay, let's fix this one because I missed a part. This happens all the time that I forget about a part that I literally just pointed at, and then I still forget to color it anyway. It happens with any page, whether it's color by number or just normal coloring. I always forget spots every single time. Alright, that's everything on this side. Let's look a little bit more up, see if there's something there. This is all number 1. So the black I always do last of the page, so I leave that for now. But those lines are number 6, which is blue, purple, 11. So let's do those lines first. So blue, purple. Is there blue, purple on the paint pen? There is not. It's, oh, here, blues. Blues, and then number 11. So yeah, this one has a little bit of a different where the name is for the set. The other ones are all like on the side. Okay, let's see. This looks pretty clean, but I will still clean it off. I will always clean them, and then I'll test them on my swatch paper. This one works perfectly fine. And let's see if that's dry. Yeah, that is dry. Okay, and now I can do those lines over here. So this one. This one has also pretty thick outlines usually, this book. So if you don't like really thick outlines, you might not want this book either. Like in the more complicated ones, the lines are usually a lot thinner. So yeah, you really have to look at that, you know, when you're doing stuff like this, because you might not want the really difficult ones. You might want these easy ones instead. Like maybe that's your preference because of your eyesight or whatever it is, you know. We all have different strengths basically. Because when my eyes are a bit blurry, then this is what I do. And if my eyes are fine, I take the other book, the more difficult one. Because I definitely have better days and worse days. Like even while having a bad day, there's still a difference between them. Yeah, let's discolor this line all the way. Okay. Let's see, it goes all the way down here. I'm a bit focus face right now because I don't want to mess this up. Oh shoot, I pumped it too much. That's it sometimes happens because it didn't work that great, and now I've got too much paint. Well, let's see if it fixed itself. Yes, it fixed itself. Okay, good. Yeah, it was a bit dry, so I thought let's pump it once, and then bang, there it came, all the paint in one go. That sometimes happens as well. All right, that's that one. There's some number 6 over here. And it goes also down here. You see how thick that line is? That's the line of the outside of the hair. Stupidly thick. Alright, that's everything over here. Then we go back up, see if there's number 6. There's number 6 over here. That's a bit of her hair. But yeah, you can see how thick the lines are. That is like the first 3 books in the Le Grand Classique. They all have these bold outlines, like really thick ones. So if that is not for you, you might want to look into later editions, like maybe tome whatever. I don't know. I have not looked at the other ones yet that much. I really like tome 11, but that one is pretty complicated as well. Let's see, we're going up here. Yep. Where's the number? Well, it's all the way up there, so you have to follow it all the way to know that this is also number 6. Yeah, sometimes it's a bit of a riddle. That one is number 1, so okay, we're going up. I got my own Disney group where I pick 3 characters every month, and I'm focusing on this book, so I picked them from this book. But my friend Fungus Love Color on Instagram, she's also wanting to color more in her Disney books. Like in the beginning when I started the group, it was just her and me, and I would pick the characters usually, or she would pick them, like, or together. But we made sure that we knew which pages she has in her books, so that we can do the same characters basically. So I put down her name next to the ones that she's got in her book, so I know which ones we can do as a buddy. So those I pick for my buddy group basically, which is now also joined by Jess from Coloring Bumblebee and Zoe from, she has a new channel name. It was Zoe's Cozy Coloring. It's now Zoe's Creations or something like that. I can't remember, honestly. She has been a bit MIA lately because she had some issues. So she took a bit of a break. But as far as I'm aware, she might be coming back soon because she has been coloring a little bit. Let's see, let's move my book. So yeah, so that is how I pick out my pages for my challenge, which runs all the way out till the end of this year. And then I don't know what I will do, like if I will continue, but then pick a different book to focus on. I have no idea yet. It's like a far away from my bed show, basically. Too far away in the future to think about. But yeah, I used the group to get me through this book. But who knows, maybe I will just, because like after this, once this is finished, I got tome 11, which has a lot of characters. But besides that, I only have princess books, mainly. Like I got one specifically for Beauty and the Beast. I got one specifically for Ariel, the Little Mermaid. And I got like Princesses Tome 1 and Princesses Tome 2. So you see my issue, I've got a lot of princess books. So, and I don't want to just fill up my number 11 because I love that book. So I rather take my time with it and just spread the love throughout the books, maybe. Or finish one of the ones that I like less, you know, up first. Is this also a line that I should color? I don't know. Let me check in the back in a minute. I see number 6 over here. So yeah, I've got no idea what I will do after I finish this book. I might go and try to finish my Beauty and the Beast one, because that one I do not like either. That was also a misbuy in my opinion. Like the style of that book, I just don't like it. It's ugly. I did not know that before buying it, and I thought I was being smart, you know, like looking at flip throughs, but I did not look at flip through for that one. I wish I had. Because I bumped myself again, like I walked again that same stone. Like, let's not do it a third time, Pauline. So yeah, from now on I really have to watch my flip throughs. Instead of just buying it because it's my favorite movie. Like, no, just because it's your favorite movie doesn't mean that the book is good. Let me check if that line is also supposed to be that dark tone. So whenever I'm in doubt, I check it out. Like, yes, it is that dark tone. Okay, good. Okay, let's fill that up as well then. And then I see some more 6 over here. And I think that's it, because this is on number 1. Yes, I think that's it for the number 6. So let's finish this off. What time is it? It's almost 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So I've got 1 more hour to go before dinner. Let's see how far we will get before then. And otherwise I will finish it after dinner. I think I won't get this done in another hour. Maybe I will, because we're already pretty far. Let's see. Let's do the 0, which is like the pinky tone. Let's see. Number 0 is E9. So that's essential. Number 9. So if you've got a 6 and a 9, it says like with a stripe which one it is. So this is number 9. So we're going to do 0, which is right there. That's a ribbon or scarf or whatever you call it. Let's clean it up. And let's start painting with it. The faux seems to be good. Okay, this is a pretty dark, like really vibrant pink. So I don't know how this is gonna look once I put the other tone next to it, but let's see. If I don't like it, I can always cover it up. There we go. Let's see, is there any more numbers? 0, there's some over here. So all the way up till here. Now I have to be a bit careful around the lines because I don't want to have to go and do them again. That is why I usually do the outlining last instead of first. But because it's like a color, I wanted to do it already. Like this color is a junk. It's not looking nice. The paint is being nasty. See how what happened here? This paint doesn't come out of the pen that smoothly. Doesn't want to cooperate that well. It's not the worst. I've seen worse, you know. Some colors, no matter how much you pump it, they just don't come out. They just go over the nib and that's it. This one at least comes out, but it's still not the best. At least it's working now. Okay, I think that's it for this one. Then we do number 9, which is right next to it, which is Wildflower 19. So a Wildflower 19. Like you could of course do this with water-based markers, but it would be a lot quicker, but you get all those streaks then, and you might be able to see the lines as well and the numbers. Let's start on this side again. See if it works. It is working. It's starting to get dark outside again. I should close my curtains very soon. So there can look inside now, which I do not like. So I will close them in a little while. Yeah, this is exactly what I mean. Like, because that pink tone is so vibrant, this one doesn't barely seem any darker, even though it definitely is. It seems a bit weird, but who knows? Maybe it's not that noticeable once I'm finished. If you don't like this, you could always pick a different tone later, you know, go over it. Maybe I should have picked a purple anyway, because I don't like them, actually. I'm not a huge fan. I don't know. I think I'm just gonna leave it when I'm done. But I am not a huge fan of this combination. I should get more pinks. That's what I should do. Get a few more pink tones. I saw that somebody was doing a Disney challenge for their birthday for January. Don't know who it was. Was it Kate's Coloring Heaven? Or Kate something. I know who it is. She always tells everybody is my this is my lovely friend, or my best friend. And that's what she always says. That's why I remember her all the time. Like, that's how I know which Katie it is. Or Kate. Like, you got Katie, Kate, and another Kate, and I always get so confused with those names. I always mix them up, but I know it's Kate with the like really lovely voice. She has Connor as a partner. She always does a lot of Disney. I think it's her who did it. I'm not sure now. Can't really remember. I also don't remember which characters she picked to color, actually, because I know she picked some. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this color at all. Maybe I should go over it with purple later. But okay, that is done. Let's see, is there any color in here? I think it's all black. Let's do the skin. Let's move to the middle of the book. Let's see, can I push it up a little bit? Yes. Okay, let's do number 3. So for number 3, I took Earth Tone 14. Number 3, yes. So we have Earth Tone, so Earth Tone 13. This is not 13, 16. This is not the correct one. Okay, let's take the other one. Earth Tone 14 for number 3. Yes, that is the right one. Okay, good. Let me close my curtains. All right, there I am again. We were gonna do the skin before I decided to close my curtains because it's so dark outside. Let's clean this one up. It's a bit of a mess on this one. There we go. Let's test it out. I was cleaning up my Christmas tree earlier today. Well, yeah, earlier today it was. I already took out the Christmas decorations, but I still had to do the lights and the those long things, the silver lines that you put in it. I don't know how you call those in English. Doesn't matter. I took those out and I took the lights out, and then I had to put the tree in its box. Because I'm in a wheelchair, all of those things are difficult as hell. So I was like, I can stand up at the very least, and I'm pretty steady, but if I have to move too much, then my steadiness is not there anymore. So I have to be really careful when I do stuff like this. Usually I've got somebody to help me out, like one of my helps. They help me out. But I still wanted to do it today, so I took out the Christmas lights, but I did them like going back and forth like this in a snake motion. So it was really easy to get them out seated without having to stand up. Like only for the top bit, I had to stand up for a little while, and I hold myself with one hand and pulled it out gently. And once I'd done that, I could sit down again and do the other one seated. So that was not too hard, and the other ones I could also take out while seated down. But the tree itself, taking that into the box, oh my goodness. Like that requires some muscles because it's a big one. So I got 2 of these giant boxes and I have to push them in it. So like at least the branches are foldable, so they fold inwards again, but still it barely fits in the box. So what I usually do is I put the box against the wall with its butt, and then I just push it in, like with my wheelchair, like with my legs. Use my wheelchair as like a leverage. And use my arms like to squeeze it a little bit, and it works every single time. So that's what I did this time as well. But yeah, it always becomes a little bit messy, but it worked. I got it done again. Like this is how I do it every year. But I am thinking about not putting up the entire tree next year. I think I'm gonna leave the bottom bit in its box and only do the top half of the tree, because then it's like half the size, because having it that high is a bit dangerous for me to decorate and take out again. So I thought, let's only do half next time. So then I can do everything while seated. And I think that might be a bit safer for myself. Let's see, am I in view if I do it like this? Yes, okay, good. Because it's already halfway down to January, like the 16th. And I still have my Christmas tree up, because I asked for my boxes like last week or the week before even. But she only brought the boxes for the tree itself and not for the decoration. She misunderstood basically. And I didn't realize that she didn't take them. So like later that day, I was like, okay, let's clean up the tree. That's what I was thinking. But there were no boxes for my decorations. Like, ah, shoot, I can't do it now. So the week after when she came, I said, well, I have the wrong boxes. So she took the right boxes out of my storage unit. And then I could finally start cleaning. But yeah, that made it that it was no longer the first week of January anymore, but the second week / third week. So yeah, it's a bit late this time around. So it doesn't matter. At least now it's gone. It's in the box. But I can't put it away myself. So I gotta wait for her to be here again. But she's got like a holiday for the next 2 weeks. So it will be in my living room for the next 2 weeks. Yeah, sometimes that happens. Like I had a great like planning so that it would be done before she had her holiday. And now I'm still having to wait because we messed up. Yeah, sometimes that is how it goes, and it just makes me laugh because that is how it goes when you need help with everything. You're waiting for help to come help you. Well, yeah, having my Christmas tree down, it feels nice. I cleaned up a little bit with my Swiffer, like that thing, like a mop basically, but then dry. And I pushed everything to a certain point in my living room so that it's not all over the place. So now at least it won't get moved around the entire house. Now it's just in one corner, all the junk that fell out of the tree, which is good. I'm happy that that is done. Like that was my goal for today. Finish up cleaning off and getting the Christmas tree in its box. Oh boy, was I hot afterwards. I was like steaming. And my heart rate was so high. I was like out of breath even because it's so heavy. Like, what the hell did you do, girl? Usually I'm not out of breath by doing that, but because I was so ill last month, I still am out of breath when I do stuff. which is stupid. It's still not totally recovered. Let's see if this number 3 again. Yes, it's all the way like this. Let me pull it up a little bit. But at least I succeeded in my plan to clean up the Christmas tree, so I'm happy. And then I was like, let's do some coloring. So that's what I'm doing right now. So I was like, let's go, to celebrate that I've done it. I planned out a different page that I would like to color maybe tomorrow, which is a buddy with my sister. And it's in this lovely Tokumeku book with the bunnies. There are all bunnies in there. Everywhere there's bunnies. And we picked out a page spread with crystals, basically. And I picked out my color scheme. I think I'm going to go for blue, pink, and like a greeny blue. And some yellows. So pink, purple, blue / turquoise. So my favorite colors, basically. Yeah, so my favorite colors again. I just realized that. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I like those colors. They're my favorites to use. So yes, I picked my favorite colors again to use on that page. But I haven't started it yet. I just picked them out. So they're now in my cup on the side of me. I took out some Polychromos pencils for it, because they work really well on that paper. So yeah, I'm gonna hopefully color that tomorrow, make a start on it. Not sure if I will finish it, because there are 2 pages that I need to color. So that might take me more than 1 day. And then once I've done that one, officially then I've done all my buddies. Unless you count the Fox page in the Secret Invitation book. Because my sister did that page as well. And I also own that same book. So she made it like, she made it into a buddy, basically, she said. Because I was doing it anyway. She was planning on doing it. So she was like, yeah, let's call it a buddy too. So now officially I need to do 2 more buddies, which are both with my sister, before I'm done with all the buddies for this month. Like usually I don't have this many buddies, but I did it to myself. Like I was so excited because of my birthday that I was like, I wanted to call it this and I want to call it that. And I just made all these plans with everyone. And I couldn't say no, of course, to other people asking me after. So then I had a few more on the list. And now I've doubled the plans that I was supposed to have for the month. So I was so like stressing out this early in the month. And now I'm laughing about it because like, why did you do this to yourself, girl? Like you knew this was gonna happen. Like I was just being stupid, basically. It's all my own fault for like doing that to myself, basically. But from now on I know what not to do, basically. There's some C over there, that's a gray tone. We should do that like right after I finished this one, so I don't forget. Now that I've seen it, spotted it, I should do that one as well. So yeah, I'm no longer being stressed about it, because I know that my buddies will be done, which is like the most important thing to me. So that was why I was stressing out, because I thought like, how am I gonna go do all of these and blah blah blah. Like of course I can do all of them, but then maybe something else has to give at the end of the month. But I rather do my buddies than my plans that I planned myself. So at least then I won't let anybody down. But for next month and coming months, I will not do this anymore. Like I will not go nuts. That was a one time only. And I learned from it because I don't want to feel stressed about coloring. Nobody wants that. It's like my thing to relax, not to be stressed about. Yeah. At least now I made my schedule a bit nicer for myself so that I don't have, hopefully don't have this problem anymore. There's also some number 3 on her arm and hand. So let's do that as well. Yeah, I should pump it again. The flow is a bit low. Am I in view for this part as well? Let me see. I don't think I am. No, now I am. My camera is pretty high up because this page is pretty big. The book is also pretty big because otherwise I can't get everything in view. So now I've got to lift myself up every time I need to watch on my phone to see if I'm in view. So every time I say that, I'm like pushing myself up with my hands on from my wheelchair up in the air, like to have a look, basically. It's like a workout by itself. Yeah, that's what I do all the time when I have to move. I push myself up. There's some more 3 over here, so let's do that as well. And then we do number C again for that little corner. Okay. I've got no idea what else to tell you about what I did this week. Let's see, what did I do this week? I did not do a whole lot because I wasn't feeling the best. I did do coloring, but I already told you about all of those. I was working on my Mr. Fogarty color along, which I'm right in the middle of like editing. So I do like little bits each time. So I try to do so like half an hour while I'm having a break with some food, you know, so I've got something to do while I eat, because I always do something while I'm eating, because otherwise I get too focused on the food and I get sick, basically. And then I won't eat it. So I have to be distracted. I have to distract myself while eating. I know it's stupid, but that's just the way my body works. Let's go back to that number C over here. So that was number Earth Tone 31. So that's this color. Yes. Okay. And besides that, what did I do? I played some game with my sister. We have decided we will still play our game that we always play together. That's it, I think. But we will just do a lot less. So we used to play like from 11 in the morning till about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, or even 3 o'clock. Well, of course with a break in between, but that was usually our gaming time. But we reduced it. Usually now we do it like till maybe 1 o'clock. But we can do it till 2 o'clock. But if we don't feel like going on after 1, we can also stop, or after lunch or something. I want to do number 4 for her skin, which is Earth Tone 13, which is this lovely color. And it's almost empty. I can hear it. Oh no, I love this color so much. And look how chunky that is. Dirty as hell. Yuck. Let's clean that up. Yeah, this one is really dirty. Some colors become more dirty than others. Like when they're a bit runny, they also get really dirty. Let's see, is it working? Yes, it is. Good. Let's keep going. Number 4 on the page. Earth Tone 13. So yeah, we were playing our game again. And we now just pick out something to do that we want to do at the time. And then just spend some time on it. And if we're like done for the day, we just stop earlier than what we have to. Like if one of us don't want to go anymore, just want to quit basically for the day, then we stop early. So that's a new way of dealing with it, so that we don't have too many stress about that either. Like we don't have to play for that long if we don't want to, you know. But before, we put ourselves, like we told ourselves that we needed to do A, B, C, and D, and E, and F, and you know what I mean. We put so much on ourselves that we need to do from ourselves that it wasn't fun anymore. So now, instead of doing it like that, we just pick something we would like to do, just make a start on it. And if we are like, nah, I'm done for today, we just stop. And that's how we deal with it now. And it feels a lot nicer, in my opinion. But yeah, it is, we have to see what will happen this year with all the content, because they are changing up how they are delivering the content for our game this year. They're gonna work with seasons, which are each 3 months long. Before, we got like 4 big updates a year. So basically we get still 4 updates a year, but now they're called seasons. And they're 3 months long. And we get like maybe an event, but also content, like in little chunks, basically. And I don't know if you get it all in one go and it will be online for like 3 months or something. But I've got no idea. We have to see. But basically they have now a kind of like battle pass that they have for each season. So you got the season itself. You can play it no matter if you pay for it or not. So you always have access to it. But you can buy like a premium membership or a premium plus membership. And depending on which one you buy, like with the premium one, you can do the content whenever you want to. But if you don't pay, you have to do it while the season is going on, basically. So in those 3 months that it's up and running. But if you pay for any of those membership, you will have it like for an unlimited time, basically. But the premium plus unlocks like special rewards, like more rewards, basically. So if you want those rewards and otherwise you won't be able to get them, then you might want to pay for it. But you could choose to not pay at all and just play it whatever is available for free. That is a choice you can make. But I think it's something, it's good and bad at the same time, in my opinion, because like it's good for people that don't have a lot of money to spend, so they can still access all the updates. But if they're gonna put all the nice rewards behind the paywall, as I call it, like as in the premium plus or the premium, then people are gonna feel left out, because then the stuff that they were doing everything for, like in the past, is now no longer available for free, basically, because we used to have like a month-long challenge, and if you did like so many tasks in that month, you would get like a nice reward in the end for doing all of it. And if that reward now no longer is available for free, people are going to be upset, including myself. And I don't mind paying for something, but if that is the case, then for me it's like you put everything that's nice behind the paywall. That is how I call it, if that's what they're going to do. But we have no idea if that's the case. But knowing them from the past, that might probably be what they will do. Like usually the crap stuff is usually for free. And everything that's nice you have to pay for, basically. That's just how it has always been with this game. And yeah, before we could pay like say €60 a year and we would have everything, for instance. And then last year they came with this season idea with a season pass, and you would pay like €60 or no €50 for the entire year, which was cheaper in that regard. And now they come up with a model that you can pay either, like you've got options basically of how much you want to pay. So the premium is like $30 for those 3 months, basically. It covers those 3 months for that season. And the premium plus is $30, which they showed on the live stream at least. So I don't know how much it is in my own currency, but so the first one is 20 and the most expensive one is 30. So basically if you do the most expensive one, it's like $10 a month, basically, what you pay, give or take. And most people already have like a membership that is called ESO Plus, which gives them certain benefits. So if they want everything in the game now, they basically have to pay for 2 subscriptions. That's how I see it, because you got the Premium Plus and the ESO Plus. That's how I look at it, because then you get everything. Like before, you could just have ESO Plus and have like access up till like only the newest content that came out like that year was not available to ESO Plus. But as soon as you're a year further, that would be included in ESO Plus again. So if you had a membership, you could always get like a lot of stuff. And that won't change. But everything that's new is like behind that premium stuff, basically. So we have to wait and see what it really means. Like, what do you really buy for that membership? Because maybe it's not necessary at all to pay for it if you want everything. But maybe it is. Maybe it's not as bad. Maybe it is. You know, we really do not know how bad it's going to be. If my fear of them putting everything that's nice behind it is actually true, because you don't know. Like, it's still a company, you know, it's still a business. So they need to make money somehow. But that would be disappointing if they did. Like, they make you happy with saying that stuff that was previous, like in the in-game store for like real money, that is now also available for in-game gold, some of it. So that is good for a lot of people. But if that is like the junk that we would get anyway, then you're not making me happy. You know what I mean? If I could get that for like in a reasonable way through events, then it didn't cost me anything back then. And if now I have to earn in-game gold for something that I already have, then that's not a win, basically. All of this is also number 4. But yeah, you can hear in my voice that I'm undecided how to feel about it. I really don't know. Like, I find it frustrating that they are introducing a new system because I don't like change. And that has nothing to do with the content. Like, the content might not change that much. It will just have a different name, basically. And it comes in, like, different times than it used to be. But not much will change, probably, in the end. Like, it will still be the same game. So we will just have to wait and see and stop being pessimistic about it. Like, you know, like, if you already think it's going to be crap, it's going to be crap, you know? Like, so I hope for the best. And we will see. We just wait and see. And we can always decide not to pay for it if we don't like the content. And just only score like the free stuff. That is also an option. We'll see what will happen in the year that is coming up. At least they're trying to make it nicer for everyone. Because they got a whole new team, like pulling the plugs basically and restarting stuff and changing stuff. Like, they had to work last year, they had to work with the work of the old team basically. So that is now done, hopefully. Because that was crap. I'm sorry, but that was just crap. Last year was crap. So now hopefully we get the fresh new stuff that is their idea. And I hope that their ideas are better than what we had last year. Like, before that, I usually liked all the content they made. And it wasn't all bad last year, but it was just underwhelming, you know, like the way they promoted everything and then what we got was a world of difference, basically. It didn't live up for the expectations that they made. That is like I think that's the main issue with it. Like, come on, pen. I think it's running out of paint. That's why it's no longer having a nice flow. So yeah, we're just gonna keep playing and doing stuff like that we want to do. And then every time new stuff comes around, we will just make a decision whether we will like do it or not. Like, if we're gonna ignore it or we're gonna play it. And the same with events. We're gonna just check it out. What is there to get? If it's nice, we're gonna do it. And if it's not, we skip it. We just do our own thing. I think that's gonna be way less stressful as well. Like, you see it's running out. Like, shoot. No! Don't do this to me. You see? Oh my god, please don't. I still need so much. No, 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 not today. Please. I'm gonna be sad if I need to switch color halfway. It's not gonna look nice. Well, at least I know now it's empty after this one. It will be tossed in the bin. Yeah, this is what it looks like when a paint pen runs out. You keep pumping it and nothing comes out. Come on. You see, it's out. No, please, no. Give me some more. Oh, there we go. A little bit more paint. It's not enough probably to cover all of this, but I'm counting my win, okay? I'm taking it. No. Oh my goodness. Now it's gonna take forever to fill up this page if this is what's gonna happen. Let's see if there's another color that looks like this. Yeah, this is because I've been using these pens for like almost a year now. So yeah, some are running out. Let's see. This was, which color was this? Earth tone number 13. So it's this one. And I know we've got something that is similar. That one. Skin tone number 3. We're gonna replace it, people. We're gonna replace it for this one. Skin tone. So this one does have it there, number 3. And it's not. Oh, this one is nice and juicy. Come on. Yes. There we go. I got it rolling. Oh, saved. Luckily there's one that looks like it. I was already like thinking that this might be the one that was almost out, and I was right. I should put it to the side so I know it's empty. Okay, there we go. I overshook it, so now it's completely like overflowing. So I should clean that off. That happens when you shake a bit too violently. That can happen sometimes. Okay, there we go. Let's see. Let's see if it's not too weird. Oh, it looks just the same, people. Look at that. Maybe a little bit darker. Let's go over it a little bit, so it doesn't look weird. There we go. Nice and juicy. Oh, yeah, I win. I win. It's definitely not the same color, but it looks similar enough, okay? I count my win. I'm happy. Oh, yeah, that's what it looks like when your paint pen runs out. So I was hoping I would make it, but I did not. Luckily, we got a color that looks like it. Hopefully it's not too noticeable. It's a bit warmer than the other one. The other one is more like muted. But I will live with this. Like, it's only on this side, so I can just say it's the shading part, why it's like this color. Oh, itchy nose. Let's see. Yes, I'm perfectly in frame for you guys. So yeah, enough about my game. I'm just gonna assume that I will like it. And for as it is for coloring books, I built up my collection last year. So I think I have about 78 books, but I have no idea actually, because I should count them and write them all down. Like, I have my overview in my planner where I can mark off which pages I color each month. So at the end of this month, I have to fill those in. So then I will have a look what is missing in my list, because I had some new books for my birthday as well. So I should check if I added like all of them yet, or if I missed some, and also from my haul that I had for my birthday money, to see if I still need more, like little pictures for in my planner. And then I will also know how many books I actually own. Okay, let's do her arm. Over here, let's see. Yes. You see it's overflowing. So this paint is too thick for its marker as well. And then it goes over the tip, usually on the sides, which is not nice. So this one should be replaced as well. If it is too bad, I would replace it. But because right now I don't have an issue with it because I need it for a big space, I won't. But if next time I need it for a small space, I might replace it anyway. Or replace the nib, see if that helps. For now it's not, it's actually a good thing that it's like nice and juicy. So yeah, I don't want to buy any books throughout the year for this year. I'm just gonna write them down. If I see something I like, I will write it down on my wish list in my planner. And then hopefully next year, like around my birthday, which is a whole year away now, I will place a Amazon Japan or Pumadour order, or that's number 5. That's her bracelet. Okay, that's also that yellow tone. Okay, I should do that then after this one. But yeah, I'm gonna place an order basically together with my sister. This is all number 4. Okay. Let's see, all of it? Yes, all of it. So she will also then have a look what she wants, and we can order together. So we can make like one order maybe for Korea, for like what's that store name called? Yep. Aladdin. It's a Korean website for coloring books and other books. That is way more complicated to navigate than Amazon Japan or Pumadour. Like, that one has no translation option, as far as I know. So you literally have to take a picture with this app that translated through pictures. Then you know where to click, and that's literally how you're looking for stuff, basically. And once you get like one coloring book you like, usually you can find some more when you scroll down, but not all the time. Sometimes that is useless as well. So it's a bit complicated when you want to buy stuff from the Korean webpage. But usually I can find what I'm looking for. Because like my Green Ivy and Desert Fox, that's all Korean artists. Just like April is also Korean. So if I want any of those, I look on Aladdin first. And usually I find them. But I have to make sure that I buy enough that it's worthwhile. Because otherwise I can better ask my local shop if they could order it for me. Yes, I might pay even a little bit more than what I would do if I order myself. But if it's only one book, then it's actually more expensive to buy it myself. But if I buy more, like 4 or 5, it's actually cheaper to buy it myself. So depending on how many books I want from Korea, I go either one way or the other. Like I should replace this nib, but I like the flow. Now we're gonna leave this nib in for the next time we use it. I will clean it up before I close the lid. So it won't get ruined like gunky and so on. And there we go, and then close it straight away. There we go. So that is the skin done, people. Now we have number 1 all around here in the bottom. We see we still have her lips and her mouth and her eyes, and everything else is black as far as I can tell. So let's do her eyes first, because I love doing her eyes. So let's do the B, that is the lightest tone. That is Essential 1, which is this lovely tone. Essential 1, which is like an emerald green tone. And it's also becoming low on paint, it seems like. Let's clean it. So yeah, you're cleaning all the time. Whenever you take a marker, you're cleaning it. Whenever you put it away, you're cleaning it. And sometimes when it's too gunky, you need to clean it like in water and replace the nib. So that is like, it has maintenance. These pens have maintenance for tooly art. Like with the guangna, you just shake them a little bit and you get going. But yeah, they are also not the best, as I already told you. That's everything I need. And then we're gonna go to, for B. No, that was B. For A, we have Essential 18, which is this one. Which is the darker emerald tone. It also needs a cleaning. I was never a huge fan of the Hunchback of the Notre Dame. Like, I liked it, but I didn't like it that much. Like, especially the scenes with the underground, you know, like with the, what is his name? The one with the puppets. The place with the puppets. I hated that guy. This one is also really juicy, this pen. So it might not be good for small spaces. But so far it's working, so who knows? Let's leave it. So that is her eyes done. Then we need number 8 for her lips, which I picked Wildflower 22 for, which is this one, Wildflower 22. But yeah, I did not like that character at all. Like, and now when I see it, it's actually a pretty well thought of character, you know, with the outfit and the colors they used for him. Like, look at this color. It is like really watery and it's no flow whatsoever. So this one is probably one of those colors that no matter how much you pump, it is just watery, you see. So this is a good contender for like a replacement of the nib. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Like, it's also overflowing, you see. So that's a sign that this one is not good. So I'm gonna replace this nib just like we did with the last one. So I'm gonna pull it out, throw it away, come on, and then replace it with one of those 1mm nibs. Like, once I've done this with all the markers that have problems, I don't have to do this for a very long time. But when you put a new nib in, you always want to leave the air out. So you have to press it while having the tip up. And then the air is out. And then you can lightly pump it. And like, look how fast that goes into the nib. Because it's so fluid, you only have to pump it once. And there it goes, you see? Maybe one more time. And there is completely covered just by 2 pumps. That's how much wetness this one has as well. So this is number 8. So Wildflower 22 for the lips. Yeah, this is a wet tone, but now at least works a lot better. You see how beautiful? Yeah, it might be too thick for the nib, and that's why it was running over and around. It's a pretty color. Now at least I can use it safely. So that is my solution for the Tule art. Whenever it's not coming out or it's too liquidy, I will just replace the nib. But look how pretty that is for her lips. Love it. Let's do number 2 for her mouth. The inside is Earth Tone 19, which is this one. Earth Tone 19. This one is usually, I think it's either this one or 22. That is always the issue with this set. Like, look, maybe it is this one. I don't know. There's like a few dark ones, the dark red ones that are not really working that well. Maybe it's not this one because this one is pretty liquidy. No, it's probably not this one. There's one that doesn't barely come out, but it's more like a red tone. Maybe that was the one we just did. Who knows? We will find out soon enough when we have that color. Let's make that teeth a bit straight. There we go. And now all that is left to do is the black. All the black. Like everything we did in color is black basically. So what I do now is I've got like my extra fine black, but I also got my Molotow brush marker with black because I'm still using it for like big areas. But I also have the medium one for Tule art, but this one is almost out, so I might use that up as well. But like this one is good for big spaces like her hair, but I use this for the outlines, like the nitty gritty stuff. So I usually switch around with those 3. But for this one, I've got a refill, so I can keep using it. But today we're going to use these 2, so I can use this up, hopefully. So let's shake this. We're going to first do like the normal lines on the sides. But yeah, for the black, I can definitely use my brush marker if I have big spaces. But for the smaller parts, I definitely want to use this extra fine one. So let's put you at the corner. Yes, there we go. This might be still wet. So maybe not, maybe we start here instead. So I can place my hand safely. So what I mean by doing the fine things with the paint pen, like the small one, is like this, doing the outline. And then I can fill it up with the bigger nib later. So this part I will fill up. And I will make sure I've got a nice amount of coverage till the edge, so I can use the big nib afterwards without too much issues. So that is how I like to do it. So I just go all around the page doing all the lines, and then I come back in with like the medium nib basically. Can I still? Yeah, I can put my hand down there. Okay, good. So I just go all around the page first, and then I'll fill it in. That is a bit weird. Is that supposed to be the gray? Let's see. Yes, it's supposed to be gray. So that part is supposed to be gray. So that is Earth Tone 31. So let's fill that up first. So this is number 30. Is that the right one? Yeah, it is the medium one. Is it the darkest one? This is the darkest one. That is the darkest one, yes. Because there's no number. So it's Earth Tone 30. I hope. Yes. Good. So let's go over what I just did, because this one needs to be this color. There we go. Saved it. Yeah, that is what I mean. There's like places where there's no number or letter or whatever. So I have to sometimes check it out before I continue. Alright, now we can go all the way to the top left where I wanted to start, because this is like dry and this is almost dry. So I'm just going to place my hand over here, hopefully, without painting myself. For these ones, I usually just do it with the small nib, with this one. Fill it up completely, unless the lines are really thick. But this one is a bit on a difficult angle for me right now because of how I'm holding my book. So I'm not having the straightest line today, but I'm trying. There we go. Yeah, the clip is now a bit, okay, there we go. And now I do all the black lines all in one go, but some people like to do the black lines first and then just go on with the colors. I like to do it last because then you don't have to touch it up in the end, because you always go over it a tiny smidge, you know, whenever you do this. And then you gotta clean it up afterwards with all those colors. Like, no thank you, I'd rather do it with the black, because then it's less obvious. It's easier for me to do it this way. So this requires a little bit more concentration from me, or else I might mess it up. Is this all dry? Yes, I think so. No, not entirely, you see? Look. Yuck. Oops. It's not completely dry after all. Like, I've got all this paint on my hand anyway because I messed up. But yeah. That will happen. It happens every time, basically. Oop, have to be careful. If you hear that sound, you might get a splatter from the nib. If that happens, you have to touch it up, basically. But usually I try to move my pen, like twist it a little bit and then use it, because then hopefully it stops making that sound. But as you can see, I'm not filling it in all the way. I'm just doing the lines with this one, so I don't use up all the ink in this pen, basically. I can fill it up with the other one, the bigger one. There we go. It dries up really quick, as you can see. It's always hard to see if I'm in view for you guys. I think I am. So this is like the part that I usually focus quite a lot. Like, the first part is my easy peasy stuff, and this usually cost me a little bit more trouble. Today it's going pretty okay. Like, my hand is pretty steady still, even after coloring for quite some time together. That's not always the case. So whenever, like, usually I take like, I finish up the line work usually the day after when I do this on my own, because I'm usually too tired to do it after a whole coloring session. But this one was not that difficult at all, and I'm still not that tired, so I am okay finishing it up. But usually I do it the day after, so I usually split it up in 2 sessions whenever I do like a page in one go, or I do like half an hour here, half an hour there, and then do the line work like the last time I touch it. But it depends on how I work on a page. If I am just doing it in little bits, then no, I don't finish up everything. I just do literally just a part, put it away, and then finish it off later. I don't really mind, because sometimes I'm just needing to do something for like 15 minutes because I'm waiting for something, and otherwise I get really like nervous if I have to wait for too long for something. And this is like a nice way to spend some time in pastime, basically. Then my brain is busy, which is good. So with the other book, I probably have a hard time talking to you guys, because that book is like all those tiny details all the time. So it might be a bit difficult for me to do that one, but we're definitely gonna try. I don't know when yet, but I'm definitely gonna try it for you in the future. Let's see how that will go. Or at least show you which colors I picked, and then maybe do like a voiceover that I can do this at my own pace and then speed some parts up so you have the result sooner. That is also something I could do for those pages if that is okay with you guys, because that could make it easier on me, you know. Then I can just color in my own pace and not talking while I do it, so it's still relaxing. And then I will do a voiceover in which I talk and explain, or just talk like I do now. Like you saw what happened there, the splashes, that is because of how I hold the nib. I have to move my markers because they're in the way. Let's see. I think I'm in view like this. Yes, good. Come on. So I think after this book is done at the end of this year, that I would like to finish up my Beauty and the Beast book like I told you earlier. And then we will have a look after that what I want to do. Because I at least want to finish this one and another before I buy any more. Because I got 6 of them right now, I would think. Yeah, got 6. Got Princesses Tome 1 and 2. I got Tome 11. Tome 1, which is this one. And Beauty and the Beast and Ariel, basically. So that's 6 of them. So if this one is done, I've got 5 books. 3 with 100 pages and 2 with 50 pages. And the amount that I usually color in this book means that I can buy, like 1 year I can buy one with 100 pages and still be okay. Because I color about 75 pages a year from Disney Color by Number. That's what I did roughly, give or take. My average is about that. So that means that if you add them up for 2 years, that's 150 pages. So that means one book for 100 pages and one for 50 pages. So that means that I can, for instance, buy, like, if I would want to buy something this year, I could buy like the tome 13, for instance, which has 100 pages. But then next year I only want to buy one with 50 pages so that I don't add any more pages to my collection. So it stays in check basically. But yeah, I don't want to, I hopefully am not going to buy one this year because I first want to bring my number down and then maybe buy a book the year after. So hopefully I can wait till 2027 at the very least, maybe even 2028. Depending on if I can wait that long. We all know the urge to want to buy books. Who knows? I'm trying to wait till I finish a second book. So that might take me up till like the end of 2027. So I have to be strong and keep myself in check, basically. Let's see. Am I in view? I am totally in view. Yes, I am. Okay, let's do our hands. I really like Bruno Art Gallery because he is always showing like all the new releases for Disney. And he has like those flip videos. So he always shows you the book when it releases and then the solutions at the end of the video with some music underneath it. So usually I just skip till that part and then look at the solutions. And then I already know that, like, because like for instance the Rapunzel book that is coming in February 18th, I think. That one he showed today. Or yesterday? No, I think it was today. I don't know. I saw it today. And I didn't like it because the style is pretty simplistic. they made it so it's more like beginner friendly, but therefore I don't like it. I don't like the style of it because of that reason. Because Rapunzel, I really like it, the movie, but I do not like the book. So I'm happy that I can see the flip throughs now and know that it's not for me. So I can scratch it out of my mind, basically. Like, I don't think about it anymore. Because before, if I saw like, oh, that movie is coming in a book, I was like constantly thinking about it, because that's what your brain does. Silly, but it does it. So if I can like get that that urge of wanting to look at it and blah 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 away by looking at those flips, knowing whether or not I actually want it. Like, if I want it, then I can easily write it down on my wish list and just leave it there and know that I like it. That is one thing for me to close it down for that moment. And if I know I don't like it, then it's not going on the list altogether. So in that way, I am totally out of view, I think. Am I? Yes, I am, because I was doing these lines. I'm so sorry, people. Yeah, I was just working my way up so I can then move again. But yeah, that is like for me a way to deal with that, like that urge that you want to buy it right now. Like, if I know I'm gonna like it, I can just safely put it on the wish list and no longer think about it. And if I know I don't, then I don't have to think about it at all anymore, because it is just not for me. And that happens more often with some books from Disney. So yeah, now I'm going to do all these lines around her face. So let me move it in frame for you. Let's see. I also need to do some lines up here still. So let's put it first like this. So I've got lines. I still have to line it here and here. So let me start on the left. So hopefully then this is like already like dried up by then. I really hope I'm in view for all of this. Because this is pretty difficult to keep in frame and still do my lines. I've got a hair on my paint pen. There we go. I saw the new color along from Karen from My Colorful Country Life in her Eerie book. I saw the end result of the page and it's gorgeous. I am just not a huge fan of the door, but she made the decision deliberately. She didn't want the door to be a focus point. And if I would do that page, I definitely want the door to be a focus point. So I probably would have chosen a color instead. So that is probably what I will do once I get around to that one, because I will write down that she did a color along. I also saved hers to my watch later list, because I definitely want to replicate some of it in my own way, like with my own supplies, because I don't have Albrecht but I do have Polychromos, so I can use the same colors on most of it. I think I'm going to change the color of the blue, because I don't like the blue on her page. That's just not my cup of tea. Which is fine, you know, we all have our own preferences. I think I did all of this now, so let's move it a little bit more. Yes, okay. I think I've got it in the right spot now. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of blue, so I might add, like, change the blue into a different tone, maybe like a pink or purple or red. I don't know yet. But I have saved the color along part 1 and part 2 in my watch later list. Or in my Eerie list, I don't know. I've got a playlist for Eerie, for color alongs that I've found online on YouTube. And if I want to recreate something, I just look through that playlist and see what I'm in the mood for, basically. And that's how I will also deal with hers. But usually I like a part of those pages, and then I will recreate that part. And then other parts I might change up to my own style, what I prefer. Which is completely okay, you know. If you only like a part of somebody's page, you just recreate that part and change the rest to your liking. That's the beauty of coloring. You could change any color on that page, but use like the same technique that she does, for instance. It's all up to us. But I like it for inspiration. Gives you ideas on how to tackle that page, because it's a busy page with all the books. I like that page with Josette being in front of a bookstore, basically. Just nice. I like the page. So that might be one of my first pages that I might color in that book. I don't know yet. I have not decided what I want to start with, because it's still uncolored, because it's brand new for me. So we will see what I will do once I get around to coloring in them. Who knows? Yeah, now you can really see it come to life. That's what I like about these black lines. I really don't like the pink, but who knows? I will just leave it because I don't want to go over it. But if you're like me and you're like, I don't like that pink, I'm gonna change it up, then definitely go for some purples, because these pinks are hideous. I really don't like it. And still I'm gonna leave it, so I don't feel like changing it up. It's my choice. I might change it later once I'm done with the book, but I don't think so. I think I will be completely done with the book by then. Then I'm like, yeah, hell no, that I'm gonna do anything else. Like, I see people who cover up the edges with black. I don't know if I want to do that in the end. I don't know. Like, maybe. I have not decided yet. Or maybe with a color. I have no idea. Didn't think about it. Like, I only thought like, oh, you just have to color the pages and that's it. But I've seen people cover it up or even extend the picture like that is on the page. That is something I will not do, because that's too much trouble for me. I don't want to have to think about them more than I already do. Alright, then we need our nose. But I do like the look of it for both, you know, the black outline, and also the one where they make the picture fit the page, like every single bit of the page, that is, and not just the part that we already have. Extend it to the edge of the page. This is the part where I usually mess up. Come on. Yeah, I'm gonna do these with a smaller one, because I don't want to ruin it, because I used my big nib and then messed it up. Let's also do it for the left eye. There's a lot of ink coming out of the pen right now, for some reason. I think that's safe now. So now I'm going to switch to the medium nib. So this one is already really empty, so it makes a lot of noise. So I will shake it far away. And once it runs out, we're going to go for the monotone marker. We're going to start in the top left corner again. And make our way around. Like, this is like how the medium nibs look. So it looks the same as the small one, just a different size. I'm gonna, hopefully I can do this. Am I at the right spot? Yes. And then I can just do like this, because usually that's safe, because those lines are so thick. You see what I mean? Now I don't have to think about it too much. I can just like color it in, basically. The only part that's difficult is the direction of my marker and being in view. That is also difficult right now, because I'm not switching the book from like every corner, because usually I flip the book all the time when I'm doing this, especially with the lines. I'm just having my book left, right, and center and just keep flipping it until I've done every part of the book. Which you might do as well when you do this kind of stuff. So yeah, That's how I want to do it. But this medium nib is a lot better than the 1mm nib. Like this one is a lot smoother. You don't hear it as much as either when you color on the page. You hear that? Almost nothing. So this is much better quality than those smaller ones, and I don't know why. Oh, I didn't do the outlining. Well, in that case, I'm gonna just try to wing it. Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Okay, good, good. I'm first gonna do the whole left side of the page, and then I will do the mid section, and then I will end at the right of the page. At least that's what I'm trying. So yes, I'm going over all the black parts twice, but that is, for me, that's easier than having to think about it to switch all the time. So I'd rather do it like this than switching from big one to small one every second. It's like a more systematic approach, doing it this way. I like it. Let me move the book a little bit. I will be so happy once I finish this book, because I like to flip through it, seeing it fill up. It feels good, you know, having to flip through it and see all these finished pages. Then I'm like, yeah, I did those. Even though they're not my color scheme, I still colored all of them. It's still an achievement by itself. It's just a bit of a thing that this will be my first finished coloring book, basically. And I'm like, yeah, of course it will be, because you color so much in these that it's bound to happen. Oh, we forgot the number 5 over here. Shoot. Okay. Let me take number 5. Essentials 5, that is, for the yellow. It's probably still good, and we don't have to bump it. No, it's still good. Okay. Let's see if we can do this neatly. Not too bad. There we go. All right, that is that one. Back to the black. Let's give it a pump, because we already did so much on the page that it might need it. Okay, there we go. I'm first going to pull you up a little bit so we can do this part, and then we move down again. My sister shared a picture from Pinterest, or no, was it Pinterest? No, I think it was on Instagram with me from, is that in view? Yeah, just slightly. She shared a picture of like this bookcase that, like, basically you had like a cupboard next to your desk. It was just as deep as your desk, basically. It was a big desk, believe me. And then there were like 3 of those pull-out cupboards, basically. They were like the where you can put your coloring books in, or whatever books. And you would pull it out, and then you could just pull it out like this, and all the books would be like as a apothecary cupboard, something like that. Is that the name of it? You also got them for the kitchen. Then you pull it out, and you've got this small, like really not that wide drawer from top to bottom. And then you can place all your books in there. And this picture had 3 of those next to each other. And it was gorgeous. But that will not work for me, of course, because I can't reach the top. But it is a lovely cupboard. It's nice and clean then, because then they will not be inside all the time. You have to really open one of them to see them, which I like as well, because that's a lot neater and cleaner as well, because it gathers dust no matter what you do. It's just the way it is. But it was gorgeous. I might put a picture on the screen for you guys so you can see it too. If I don't forget. Hopefully I don't. I loved it. I was busy filming the last bit of my coloring book collection yesterday. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. I finished up the last part for my Asian coloring books because there were so many of them that I had to film it in 2 parts actually. So part 2 is still part 2, but I had to film it in 2 days because it was too much for 1 day for me. It was so many books for my Japanese/Korean books. Like, wow. I was stressing out, like, I got so much books, no! But I know I can color in all of them with the way I make my plan. So what am I stressing about, you know, like, it's just in between my ears that I'm stressing about it, because I'm happy with everything that I have. I'm not gonna de-stash anything just because my brain is, like, freaking out because it sees everything one after the other. Even though I can explain to myself that I can color in all of them if I just follow my plans, I still couldn't calm myself down. Yeah, sometimes my brains are just like stupid like that. I think we all have those moments that you're just freaking out about something that you don't have to freak out about, but you still do. Like now that I'm done filming and I put everything back on my shelves and everything is neat and tidy again, it doesn't feel that overwhelming again. But once I had all those piles on my desk and flipping them, I definitely was stressing out. So I shouldn't do that too often, if you know what I mean. Like, luckily I'm not planning on buying a shit ton more, because if I was, then I would be even worse. I probably would cry, you know, like if I had like twice as many books, I would probably cry if that ever happened. So I get stressed out by seeing all those books together and knowing I have to color it all. Because that is why I buy books, to finish it from beginning till end. So that is what my brain sees when it sees this entire stack of books, like, I need to do all of them. You know, basically. As if you already ran the marathon without even starting. Yeah, stupid brains. I know that is just a me thing, but who knows? Maybe other people have that as well. Yeah, I was like not happy at the time, but afterwards I could relevate it and I'm laughing about it, as you can see. But at the time I really was like, help, help. Yeah. Okay. Let's move the page a little bit. Like, I'm gonna leave this part in the middle a little bit. I'm first gonna do the left side over here. So I'm gonna put it a little bit at an angle, so I can hopefully not touch the other side. And then hopefully by the time I finish this part, the other side is dried up. And I can finish it up. We're almost there. My reorganization of my art supplies and books and all the other stuff that I own is going really well. I made some small adjustments again on my desk because I ordered some organization items. And I finally got them sorted, at least for now. But I think of rearranging it a little bit more because it's looking a little bit wonky, basically. So I'm gonna see what I can do about that. If I can fix it, I will. And otherwise it will just stay the way it is. But I'm almost done with like rearranging and organizing it all. So I'm happy about that. So I don't have to think about it anymore. And then I can film that as well, hopefully next month. I really hope so. Like my dad is still about to make a thing that I can put my diamond paintings in to store them while I'm not working on them. So hopefully I got that as well by then, so I can also place those so that they are not laying around in my living room all around. And then hopefully everything will be a lot cleaner again. Cleaner looking, let's just say it like that. Is this dry? Almost dry. Okay, let's do this part then instead. So I have to be a little bit more careful because I'm doing it free willy style. I don't have a whole lot of steadiness now because there's nothing like there's a big space between where I'm coloring and where I place my hand basically. So hopefully I don't muck it up. Oy, oy, oy. Dangerous stuff. Let's finish this part off first. I like it finishing off with black. So satisfying seeing it coming together. I like it. It's gonna get cold again in the Netherlands. Like it finally warmed up and all the snow and ice is gone or almost gone. And now they are already telling that from Monday, I think, Tuesday, it's gonna be freezing again. And hopefully there won't be any snow because then I'm again stuck inside. So I really need to go out tomorrow before there's any snow. So I will make an effort to go out a little bit more while it's still not raining or snowing, I should say. So that I can still go outdoors because I really want to. So that's my goal for tomorrow, go outside. Like I have to wrap myself really well because it's still really cold, but I just have to put on all the stuff and things basically. I got enough stuff to keep me warm, but I have to put it all on, and that is a task by itself, putting everything on. Like I always call it Eskimo style because I always put so much stuff on when I go out when it's like really cold outside. I've got like this ski pants and like my winter jacket. Like I even have a thicker one than that, but I don't wear that one just yet. I just wear a normal one still, not even the thick one either. And then I've got my scarf and my hat and my gloves. So yeah, I have enough right now. But I also have like this bag where I can put my my legs in, including my feet and everything, and will be up till my waist in case it's also wet or something. Then I'm like protected because it's like waterproof basically. So if it's really cold, I put that on as well. And then I might get my thick coat, like the one that is like really puffy and thick. It's like meant for like -30 and stuff like that, you know, like the really Arctic temperatures. That's what it's made for. And I'm wearing it when it's like -10, if you know what I mean. Like that's me. I'm like one of those girls that gets cold easily. It has become a little bit better than it used to be. So I'm not as cold anymore as I always was. And I think that also has to do with the fact that I gained some weight since then. I was always underweight and now I'm healthy. So that really makes a huge difference because now I don't get as cold anymore. At least not as bad as I used to. So that is good. That is really good. That saves a lot of trouble. So now I don't have to put on a ridiculous amount of clothing. Like I even wore sweaters during summer. Like who does that? And I still was not warm. I really wasn't. Like right now if I do that, I'm gonna die basically. But back then when I was still a teenager, like nah. I would wear it and I was not that hot at all. Probably because I was so skinny. That probably was the reason. But still, it was hot outside when I wore those things. Like, why? How? I don't understand it right now. I think that's everything. I think we're done. Let's zoom you out. Let's see this button. Come on. Yes, there we are. Let's put it in frame for you guys. Like, yes, now we can see the entire picture. Oh my goodness. And it looks not pretty because I don't like the scarf. It looks pretty, but it also doesn't look pretty. Like, I don't like her lips. Like, that there's no lines there. I might add them in myself. Let's go. Let's add them in. I'm gonna add in some lines around her lips and on the inside as well. Come on. I don't like it that there's no outline. So I've got to give it some. There we go. That looks much better. I like it much better now. Done. So that is how I do my color by number, people. Like, this is a really simple page, as you can see. And even this took how long? 2.5 hours? 2 hours and 40 minutes. That is actually pretty quick because usually I take about 2 times, like 2 times 2 hours. So that's about between 3 to 4 hours. So this one was pretty quick. Not that bad. But yeah, usually I take longer than this, but that's probably because I'm doing it all in one go. Like when I'm like doing it in little bits, you always take some breaks and cleaning up and blah, blah, blah. That all takes time, remember? Now I only have to do that once. So now what I will do is I'm going to leave it. Like, as you can see, I got the clips still up here with the thing. I'm just going to leave this overnight. And then tomorrow I take them off and it's fine and I can close it up. But I never leave it, like, I never close it now when it's like dry to the touch. I always leave it another day/night so that it is like through and through dry, because otherwise it gets sticky and you get the pigment on the opposite page. And the other thing that you have a risk of is, like, if you already colored this part and you're gonna color that one and you don't place anything behind it, this paint can rub off on this one because it gets wet because you're making this side wet. So you have to also therefore always cover it up on the back with something. That's why I got that that piece of paper there. So yeah, that is basically how I do these pages, people. I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you will join me for the next one, which will be in either the Princesses 2 book or in tome 11. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And bye bye.